Hello everyone, and welcome to my first of hopefully many speed builds in Jurassic World Evolution 2. Of course, the game launched yesterday, and I must say I'm a big fan of it. There's a lot you can do, it's really flexible. I'm pretty happy with the decoration. Of course, there's room for improvement, but we're going to talk about that today with gameplay in the background. And of course, typical Celino, I forgot to record the first 10 minutes. So the footage you're seeing right now is sort of speed ahead, but I don't think you missed anything too major, just a pull and yeah, nothing too major. Yeah, I think the plan for this video will be, I'll talk about Jurassic World Evolution 2, my thoughts, and of course you can mute me if you don't want to hear my probably annoying voice, but that's a whole nother topic. So yeah, for this enclosure I didn't really have a theme, I just sort of wanted to play around with the game a little bit, see how you can customize, and yeah, it's a bit disappointing in terms of customization. You do have to get very creative, as you'll see throughout the video. I do place a few of the lights because your pterosaurs can actually sort of sit on top of them, and I think it sort of makes sense to use it as a sort of stand as opposed to just a light, because in all honesty I'm not going to be using these lights for anything else an awful lot other than maybe the short stumpy ones as like a way to sort of signify that you can't go through summer. You get the idea. The decorations themselves, they can have several uses, but yeah, you do have to get very, very creative. And of course, I haven't upgraded to PC or next gen yet, so I can't use mixed errors, which is a bit of a pain. But yeah, I like to think it sort of adds to the challenge. You'll also notice I do have a tour going through my aviary. Unfortunately, there's nothing of the sorts for lagoons, which I was a bit upset about because everyone said it, you've probably heard of it at this point, but lagoons are extremely dull. You literally cannot customize them at all. I also find it really ironic that in the opening cutscene for the game, there is a Mosa swimming through a kelp forest, but we can't even use kelp forests. Yeah, but I mean, the game itself, in terms of decorations, it's not actually too bad. I'm glad that we don't need DLCs for decorations. I'm glad that there is stuff sort of pre-planned, pre-placed, if you will, actually, in the game for us to use. It definitely adds a lot more life as opposed to just trees and rocks, but yeah. And also, I should probably mention, this is on a challenge mode, so I'm not going to be fully focused on the aviary. There will be times where I do need to go and sort out my other dinosaurs, because I did actually 5-star this, which I'm actually really proud of, because as you'll probably be aware, I'm terrible at 5 stars. But that does sort of bring me into my next point, which is the disappointment that is sandbox. When someone says sandbox in a park builder to me, I immediately think, hey, that means I should have everything unlocked, I shouldn't have to grind. But no, in Evolution 2, it's still the same as in Jurassic World Evolution. We have to unlock everything individually. We have to 5-star challenge modes. It's just not a very fun experience. I guess the grinding can sort of be considered fun, but I know people like Fletcher, I don't think Chicody does. There's a handful of people that just aren't a big fan of sandbox or having to grind to get sandbox stuff. I don't mind it necessarily because I am somewhat of a completionist. I do like to have everything in the game done. But yeah, generally speaking, a sandbox should just have everything unlocked for you to sort of dive in and play around with, which is why I have to do challenge mode. But yeah, I guess it is sort of helping me out because I get to understand the basics of the game. But yeah, I was sort of let down by sandbox a little bit. I did want to have everything unlocked to showcase, but no. So that means my skin video probably won't be out for another week. But we move. Also, apologies if this video does sound a bit messy. This is a live commentary, which generally speaking I'm not too good at, so I am sometimes lost for words, but I know what I'm talking about for the most part. But anyhow, on a whole, Jurassic World Evolution 2 is a really good game. I think if you liked Evolution, you're going to love Evolution 2 just as much, if not more. Well, actually, probably a lot more, because, you've got the Aquatics, you've got the pterosaurs, and yeah, more on those in a minute. I do love the game, though. I think there's definitely areas that can be improved, such as, placeable trees. I think that's something that's more of a need as opposed to just a want. It's really difficult in some areas to fill it in, especially as I don't want to just be placing rocks. If you have rocks pretty much everywhere, it's really repetitive, even with, being able to have millions of different customization options for buildings. It's just, it's the small details that, you know, you don't really take much notice of, but would make such a big difference. But yeah, before I do quickly go away, I do want to discuss the aquatics and pterosaurs. These reptiles, sort of as a collective, were the selling point for probably hundreds of thousands of different people. And in my opinion, they're great. I love them. You know, the variation in species is mind-boggling, mind-blowing. It's just crazy. I don't think anyone was expecting, you know, I think it's 14 if you have the deluxe edition, so Atombrasaurus and Geostembergia. If you've got those two, it's about 14 different species, which is just crazy. But yeah, obviously, as I've already said, lagoons, slightly dull, but I think, you know, in a couple months' time, there will be decorations for lagoons, or at least I'm hoping. But I think, you know, especially with like Jens and Tim Smith, they're two people that are always listening, so, you know, if we keep pushing for more decorations, we'll get them eventually, 100%. I mean, it happened with Evolution, so I don't see why they can't do something similar with Evolution too. But that's all from me. I'll leave you with the gameplay now. If you do enjoy the rest of this video, please do consider leaving a like and maybe even subscribing, as your support helps me out so freaking much. Anyways, thanks for watching, and I do hope to see you in my next video.